swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. When it's sink or swim, only option is to win. In the murky water, not a thought of giving in.
Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I'm Brad Berger, along with my co-host Dan Whedon, and our guest today is Monica Blackwood with West Sound Workforce. We just had an intriguing and fun conversation with Monica. To listen to the entire podcast, visit seattle.shrimptankpodcast.com or subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. We're always interested in your feedback, so please do not forget to rate us. So Monica, you have a really interesting story, and I think you broke away from something that we refer to as the success rut, and that is that you had a successful career, you promoted through the ranks, became a principal and owner of a firm,
yes,
and then all of a sudden decided, you know what, I think I'm just going to go out on my own. So could you tell our audience a little bit about what that journey was like for you?
Sure. So as you mentioned, Brad, I was at Rice Fergus Miller and grew my career quite a bit while I was there, and thankfully they were very supportive of that. But I kept looking forward at my next 20 or more or less years about what it was that I was going to be doing, and looking towards reshaping what it was currently so that I could get to where I wanted to be. And as I was having conversations with my senior leadership members at that organization, and also continuing to have this conversation in my head over and over and over again, and not really getting an off ramp, so it just kept circulating, as well as circulating with my husband. I decided that it was time for me to seek out a professional coach who would be able to kind of guide me and help me discover what it was that I was really looking for, that magical thing, and how I wanted to shape what my future looked like, no matter where it was. And that was kind of one of the things, was what can we do internally at the company that I was at, but what other opportunities are out there that I might want to explore. So
great.
Well, Monica, business owners out there might see West Sound Workforce and think automatically, oh, they are a temp service.
yeah.
But there's a difference between staffing and temp services and really what you do. Can you talk about the definition of both and how you guys run your business?
Sure. In my mind, there's a difference in staffing versus temp. Temp kind of implies that it's short term, it's a quick turnaround, one and done or whatever. Staffing is much more broad, and it encompasses those who might have that short term goal in mind, whether it be the employer that has a project to get done in the next 2 days, or an employee who just wants to earn some extra cash on the weekend or whatever, all the way to direct hire placement for managerial director roles, or even CFO level positions. And so staffing is a much wider definition.
Thank you.
Well, Monica, I know another thing that we talked about was the fact that you really represent both the employee and the employer. You're trying to make
Correct.
that match,
Correct.
right? And so I guess what tips would you have for both of those constituencies, and what's West Sound's secret sauce when it comes to helping both of those different groups?
Well, for an employer, I would say be open, and especially in a job market like today where it's hard to find people. So be open and willing to explore the possibilities of somebody's experience, and have that conversation with them about it, rather than just dismissing it because the technical aspects may or may not be on somebody's resume. For an employee, it sounds pretty basic and kind of a life skills thing, but A, show up, and B, communicate. If you're not going to show up, then call or email or find a way to get a hold of us. So, yeah.
And your secret sauce?
Our secret sauce. We not just like to, well, we provide the opportunity for employers and employees to be successful together. through not just placing employees, but also being a go-to advisor and partner with companies and their HR departments. And we also offer the ability, if you find somebody, a company finds somebody that they want to hire, but they don't want to hire them onto their payroll, we can add them to ours. It's a small fee, and it's a payroll service that we offer, and along with testing and all of that, as well as actually finding somebody for you to fill that position.
Fantastic. Well, Monica, we want to thank you for joining us today. Speaking about getting in touch, if somebody out there says, we need to call West Sound Workforce, how do they do it?
They can visit us on our website, www.westsoundworkforce.com, or they can send me an email at monica@westsoundworkforce.com.
Great.
Thanks.
Well, once again, this is just a taste of what you can expect by listening to the entire podcast. Visit seattle.shrimptankpodcast.com or subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. We'd love to hear from you, so please do not forget to rate us.
So we're going to be back next week all of a sudden, so join us back in the tank for our next show. Our guest will be Russell Fuller with Fuller Living Construction. That's October 17th. But for right now, the hay is in the barn.